Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press morning podcast for November 11, 2025. I'm your host, Walter. Firstly, the U.S. Senate has reached a bipartisan agreement to end the ongoing government shutdown. The deal guarantees a vote on a bill to extend Affordable Care Act tax credits and includes provisions to reverse recent government layoffs and provide back pay to affected employees. While some lawmakers are hailing this as a win for the American people, others are expressing concerns that the agreement doesn't go far enough in addressing the underlying issues driving the shutdown. In other news, the U.S. stock market is expected to remain volatile in the short term due to the ongoing government shutdown. However, many experts believe that the long-term outlook remains positive, with the Federal Reserve set to issue a decision on interest rates early next month. And finally, in a surprise move, President Donald Trump welcomes Syrian President Ahmad al-Sharaa to the White House, marking a significant shift in U.S.-Syria relations. The two leaders discussed Syria's entry into a U.S.-led global coalition to fight the Islamic State group and the permanent repeal of sanctions that punish Syria for human rights abuses under Assad's rule. While this meeting has sparked hope for a new era of cooperation between the U.S. and Syria, critics are raising concerns about al-Sharaa's past ties to al-Qaeda and his role in the Syrian civil war. These are the top stories we're following today. We'll continue to monitor developments and provide updates as more information becomes available, and that's the way it is. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and then she'll know what's right now. I'm Barbara. First, the ongoing government shutdown in the U.S. has severely impacted air travel, with over 10,000 flights canceled since Friday. The Federal Aviation Administration's order to reduce air traffic at 13 of the nation's busiest airports has resulted in widespread disruptions, leaving thousands of passengers stranded. In other news, tensions are escalating between Japan and China following comments made by Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi regarding a potential Chinese attack on Taiwan. The remarks have sparked a war of words between Tokyo and Beijing, with both sides exchanging strong protests and diplomatic rebukes. And finally, we're also following the story of U.S. airlines canceling thousands of flights due to the government shutdown, with many travelers taking to social media to express their frustration and share stories of canceled flights and long delays. We'll be covering these stories in more depth throughout the day, so now, for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we're looking at the Indian market recovery predictions for 2024. Global banks like Goldman Sachs are betting on a turnaround driven by corporate earnings growth, foreign inflows, and policy support. This optimism is reflected in the predicted revival of consumption growth and easier liquidity. We'll be keeping an eye on this development to see how it unfolds. Secondly, we're discussing the latest news from the IPO market. Lenskart's listing has sparked debate over tech startup valuations, with investors no longer willing to overpay for hype alone. This trend is expected to continue, with upcoming listings facing similar scrutiny. Lastly, and perhaps most notably, we're analyzing the Trump administration's proposal to distribute tariff rebate checks of at least $2,000 to millions of Americans. While some see this as a welcome boost to consumer spending and confidence, others raise concerns about the plan's potential impact on inflation, the national debt, and the overall economy. We'll be diving deeper into these stories throughout the day, providing updates and analysis as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we've been exploring the mysteries of supermassive black holes and how they form in the early universe. Researchers have made a groundbreaking discovery using advanced cosmological simulations, which sheds new light on the birth and evolution of these cosmic giants. We've also been following the story of NASA's challenges as its new administrator prepares to take office. The agency is facing a multitude of hurdles, including stagnant planetary science missions, dwindling Earth science funding, and uncertain prospects for its flagship programs. Despite these obstacles, there's excitement about innovative solutions like nuclear electric propulsion, which could revolutionize deep space exploration. And finally, we've been delving into the mysteries of the universe with stories about the formation of stars and galaxies in the early cosmos. From the discovery of intermediate mass black hole seeds to the presence of massive star clusters in the distant universe, it's clear that there's still so much to learn about the workings of our cosmic landscape. Stay curious, keep exploring, and join us again soon for more updates from the world of science and space exploration. I'm Carl, and this is the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Speaking to you from the world of sports, where drama and competition reign supreme, I'm here to bring you the latest updates on the NFL. This morning, we're focusing on two key stories that have been making headlines in recent days. Firstly, the Pittsburgh Steelers are facing a crucial test in their upcoming matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals. With their sputtering offense and the Ravens gaining momentum, the Steelers need to rebound from their recent losses and reestablish themselves as a dominant force in the AFC North. I'll be keeping a close eye on this one, and we'll have in-depth analysis and insights on the developments. In other news, the New York Giants are officially in the market for a new head coach following the sudden departure of Brian Daboll. The team is considering a range of options, from experienced NFL coaches like Robert Saleh and Cliff Kingsbury, to up-and-coming talents such as Jesse Minter and Clint Kubiak. We'll be monitoring the situation closely and bringing you all the latest updates and analysis as the story unfolds. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. Good morning, I'm Charles, and welcome to today's edition of the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, K-pop fans are buzzing about Yeezy's Hongjong, who's making his debut as a fashion designer with his collection Petite Cousin. The proceeds from this project will support emerging designers and artists, and we can't wait to see what he has in store for us. Next, we're taking a closer look at the power of celebrity friendships. From Serena Williams and Meghan Markle to Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King, these A-listers are showing us that genuine connections can be made even in the cutthroat world of Hollywood. Their relationships are built on trust, mutual respect, and a deep affection for each other, and they're giving us major relationship goals. And finally, we're talking about Oprah's favorite things, the ultimate gift guide for the holiday season. With items ranging from a $2,000 espresso machine to a $10 bag charm set, there's something for everyone on this list. From practical to luxurious, Oprah's got you covered. So, if you're looking for some gift inspiration or just want to treat yourself, be sure to check out her list. Thanks for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. In today's briefing, we're highlighting three crucial stories from around the world that showcase the intricate relationships between species, communities, and our planet. Firstly, we reported on the remarkable discovery of a novel species of sea anemone off the coast of Japan, which forms a mutually beneficial bond with hermit crabs. This extraordinary relationship not only expands our understanding of marine evolution, but also underscores the importance of preserving our ocean's depths from human activities like bottom trawling. Secondly, we explored the fascinating story of the Balkan chamois, where conservation efforts have led to a significant increase in population numbers. However, this success is threatened by habitat fragmentation and human-wildlife conflict, emphasizing the need for continued support and protection of these majestic creatures. Lastly, we discussed the Sierra Declaration, a powerful call to action from Indigenous youth leaders worldwide, demanding meaningful participation in climate negotiations and decision-making processes. The Declaration highlights the critical role that Indigenous traditional knowledge and practices play in addressing the climate crisis, and the urgent need to recognize the rights and dignity of Indigenous peoples in preserving our planet's biodiversity and ecosystem services. These stories remind us of the awe-inspiring interconnectedness of life on Earth and the pressing need to protect it. As we navigate the complex landscape of environmental conservation and climate change, it's essential to prioritize the well-being of both our planet and its inhabitants. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Atanaccia for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.